Okay. White House TikTok is officially briefing.
Okay.
The White House officially briefing TikTok stars about the Ukraine conflict. Here's an example. Let's see.
Why is gas so expensive, and why is the United States inflation rate at a 4-time decade high? I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said. The obvious reason: we are getting out of a 2-year pandemic. When use goes up, price goes up. But the call was predominantly about Ukraine and Russia, so how does that relate? Russia is one of the top 3 producers of oil, and it is actually their number 1.
See, why does the White House do PR for why does the White House do PR for our oil and gas giants? Okay. Why? Why do they do PR for oil and gas giants who also have a say in like lowering prices but refuse to do so? Because it's advantageous for them, just like it's advantageous for OPEC to maintain oil prices, the oil prices as high as they are. They just don't want to. They literally just don't want to provide more supply. They don't want to increase supply. That's it. And it's really strange that like they don't want to do any sort of market stabilization at the behest of the American government that literally funnels billions of dollars in subsidies into these industries, into this vertical in its entirety. So it's strange.
Old friend, Mr. Streamer.
Like, why would you run defense for the very companies that you pay for? I don't get it.
Revenue source. Now, with Putin starting this horrific fight between Ukraine and Russia, nobody wants to work with him and do an international trade. So, with people being scared of war and limited resources, prices are bound to go up as well. For the people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas, there's an app called Gas Buddy that shows you the cheapest gas near you, as well as a link in my bio to donate to the misplaced refugees of Ukraine.
It's just weird to think about because, like, this is also misinformation, kind of. Like, there is a truth to it, obviously. Yes, like, the sanctions on Russia have increased the gas prices, but that has nothing to do with the fucking inflation that was already happening ahead of this war in Russia. But even the fucking gas prices themselves are operated on futures that were already adjusted. Like, the gas prices did not, the barrel prices not fucking skyrocket. The American government went to OPEC Plus even before Russia invaded Ukraine and asked them kindly to increase supply. And they said, no, of course not. We are a cartel. Why the fuck would we do that? We're fucking caked up. Okay? OPEC Plus streaming service. Yeah, they did. They went to OPEC Plus, the streaming service.
Love you, Hasan. Thank you for everything. Dizzy.
Oil prices are going back down, but gas is still going up. Problem. Oil prices are tumbling after their recent spike, but tighter supplies will push the commodity back to $125 a barrel this summer, UBS says. Jesus Christ. Chevron is ready to trade Venezuelan oil in place of Russian oil if U.S. eases sanctions on South American nation, a report says. Yeah, what we really need to do is actually do more free market, I think. God forbid the government ever fucking cash out on those payments, you know? God forbid the government ever turn around and say, hey, we kind of fund like a lot of this, and this industry in its own in its entirety would not be as profitable as it is if it weren't for the subsidies and if it wasn't for the deregulation. So maybe you should listen to us and produce more oil for the time being. I don't know. But of course, that would disrupt the international marketplace, right?
Yo.
And you can't do that. It's not going to happen because these guys own the government. We are cucked by the shareholders of Chevron, Exxon. That's it. It didn't help that we did nothing to help lower supply and hold prices up during COVID, pissing out OPEC. I mean, there was some. They bought extra reserves during COVID. Didn't Pisagi say like last week they gave away so many drilling permits and all that? That stuff is that's bullshit. That's unnecessary. Okay? We don't need to drill further. We don't need additional drill permits. That's just the petroleum industry literally fucking lobbying the government to further deregulate, okay? And destroy the environment. Do you understand? Oh, man, we gave more drilling permits. Oh, sick. Do you know how long it takes to fucking set up a refinery or even the actual process of being able to drill more? No. That's going to take a long-ass fucking time. If you wanted to, it's going to take about 3 fucking years. Well, if you wanted to actually improve supply, you could right now with the amount of drilling that you're doing currently. But they don't want to. And the reason why they don't want to is because when the price of a barrel is $100, they're literally making more money. It's like a supreme drop, okay? Why would they, if without any sort of outside influence, why would they normalize prices when they're benefiting from the high prices with the same level of supply? People need to, at a certain point, realize that like they have no control over their government and their government has no control over anything. And that it's simply just a fucking a client to these mega corporations that run everything.
Hey, the video is over now. But if you enjoyed that, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? And if you want to see more of that, just go, well, YouTube's got it around here somewhere.